militatos, muy totitato, I don't know Spanish, but we're coming up on Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Tayo. Am I right, everybody? Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. I know you're wondering, Patrick, you haven't done a show in 2 weeks. What's the deal? I thought you were a program with responsibilities and stuff. You think Stern doesn't take time off? You think Joel McHale's doesn't take time? Patrick, you think you're as good as Stern? No, I'm not comparing myself to Stern. I'm still funny. Sit tight, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this momentous occasion of Monday. Wow, stutter times. This is Monday, May 3rd. Monday, May 3rd. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here and taking your time. We know there's a lot of choices you guys have on a Monday nights. Some of you have children. But everybody I've ever met with children relishes any moment they can get away from their kids. So whatever. Awesome. Here in the USA, it is the 5th of mayonnaise. Oh, yeah. And you know what it's going to be, too? Tomorrow they're going to do... Oh, my God. And you people in Europe already know and stuff. But in Australia, they're going to do the May the 4th shit. If I see May the 4th be with you tomorrow, like the first person to do this, and by the way, like who knew that like men, grown men would be such basic bitches? Now look, I don't want to get off on a rant here. I didn't plan on doing this, but I'm not even talking about, we're beyond like all the dudes into comic books and shit. And by the way, the number of adult men, I think Matt Markman does this. The number of adult men who are posting about the new, what was it? The Mortal Kombat movie and stuff. It's like, man, I don't know. And I'm jealous. Don't get me wrong. I'm jealous of you. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. I wish I could get my brain to chase that shiny object. I really do. I'm jealous. And I'm not saying it makes me better or worse. But when I sit down in front of a Marvelman movie, my brain wants to eat itself like the Pac-Man ghosts. I'm not into it. I don't get it. I don't know why anyone would. I'm not even saying I don't enjoy it as a film. I tried to watch the Kong versus Godzilla one. It was garbage. You know what I mean? So, I don't want to just shit on everybody, but I didn't know how many adult men, and, I noticed that it's a lot of dudes with kids. So maybe it's something you share with your children. What I'm trying to say is there's clearly something I don't get. I'm not narcissistic enough to think that, everybody who likes Marvel movies is a fucking idiot. Like, I'm clearly missing whatever button needs to get stimulated to be into that. And I'm jealous of it. I'll be honest with you. I'm 100% jelly of it. And I wish I could. People are saying the Mortal Kombat movie was good. I can't even bring myself to turn it on because I can't imagine what that is. I think part of it is I'm terrified of what it even could be. I barely remember Mortal Kombat as a kid. We'd have to wait for my friend's mom to go to work, and then we'd have to sneak the tape out from under her bed and touch our little dicks. I remember like Gaiju and Raiden. I don't know their names. Scorpion and finish him and all that. Look, that's all I know. I know when I lived with Shuby, he bought Mortal Kombat for the Xbox One. I still have that, I think, because it was my Xbox One. I think he just left it in there. I think the disc is Xbox One, if anybody would like to have a chance at pulling the sword out of that stone. But, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, I'm high and mighty and above these people, but I don't get it. I haven't even seen all the Star Wars movies. Reading the chat from Will. I haven't even seen all the Star Wars movies, but I bought a $700 Stormtrooper outfit just so I can fit in. You did not. I need to know for my own sanity that that's a joke, because if it isn't, we might just have to end the show now. Zomboid in the chat. I've never even seen a Marvel movie, I don't think. Look. It's just, it feels like in a world where we're rehashing movies all the fucking time, where it's just back to the drawing board with the same old franchises over and over and over again. If it's been, they're getting real shallow in the well with Karate Kids and shit like that. 20, 30 years, they're remaking stuff. I understand if you want to fire up another attempt at Citizen Kane or Birds. I understand that. It's a different time. There's a third bathroom at most Targets now. So I understand if you want to remake movies from like 100 years ago. Everything needs a refreshing, but there's no reason. And Harry Potter, I guarantee you there'll be how long till Disney buys here? I don't know who owns Harry Potter. Just JK, Fauci herself. But how long until they reboot that and remake that? There'll be a new young hot piece of Disney ass and they'll reboot it. People love nostalgia. It makes them feel good. Yeah, but at what cost, we all have to turn our heads now and pretend anything a woman does is good. And I think it's universal that people didn't like that new Ghostbusters. But because it was women, we all have to be, we all have to be on board. Sweet hat, says Alex Incel. Thanks, man. And you can get this hat. We're dropping the heat tonight live. Head on over now to nobodylikesonians.com/store. Pick up our summer collection just released. We got new shirts. We got new hats. 2 colors available. 2 new colorways, white hot and red hot. You're going to love the way you look in these. And you're going to want to, you're going to want to be proud of the way you collect all these colorways. If we had the winter fresh last time. And now we have these. So head over to nobodylikesonians.com/store. Now remember, if you're an Overdose member, you'll automatically get 15% off all of our stuff immediately. And you might get over there. This will happen. People will get over to the store at nobodylikesonians.com/store and they will, they'll go, wow, little expensive. I don't know. Hats I think are $29.95. You go over there. Shirts I think are the same. Some of the shirts, some are more. And you might say to yourself, why are they so expensive? Why are they so expensive? Look, I know that most of your favorite podcasters have a ton of garbage for sale from Teespring shit, and they just pump it out, complete trash. Okay, I know that. I know a lot of your guys are selling shirts for $17.99. Go do that if you want to. I'm trying to make money. Okay, so here's what I've done. I could go and print shirts on the cheapest shirts I could find. I could get Gildan 2000s, which feel like burlap sacks rubbing against your skin. The cut of them is made to fit most mannequins you'd throw off an overpass into oncoming traffic as a prank in senior high school. Okay? That's what most of your podcast people are using. I don't do that. I use quality stuff. We're using American Apparel. We're using Bella and Canvas. Okay, these are high quality knit jersey shirts. Okay, the cut's great. As long as you're not a fat piece of garbage like me, they're gonna look good on you. Okay, even ladies, as long as your tits aren't doppelhangers. This is a weird commercial for a store. That's right. Head on over, nobodylikesonias.com/store. We've got new stuff over there now. It's all available. It's all shipping. It ships from your continent. So if you're in Canada, you're in Europe, don't worry about it. It's local. It comes to you. And by the way, the reason, again, is because it's quality stuff. It's not just garbage, but also I've padded in a profit, you know? I got to pay taxes and stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make money on merch. So it's a great way to support the show. That's what I'm trying to say. If you like the show, you like something over there, pick something up. And, you know, take a picture, send us imagine a 2021 Birds High School Musical 7. You know what I've noticed? And we're only, you know, God knows how long into this show. Who knows? I don't have a running counter of time that I've been broadcasting. What are we at? Oh, I didn't even record this. Is that bad? Oh, Lord. I'm out of sync. If you can't notice. By the way, I'm so out of sync. The coupon code for Overdose. You like some merch? You want to save 15% across the board? Sign up for the Overdose. First, I've had a lot of people signing up for the Overdose this week, not even using the promo code. This is still active. Promo code Unbothered at checkout. It'll bring your Overdose cost back down almost to the old cost. So stop paying $13. Go save yourself some money, okay? But get the Overdose before you buy merch. You'll save money on the merch, and then the Overdose will pay for itself. Excuse me, Leslie Jones is a great actress. Warner Brothers owns Harry Potter. Great stuff. That's great. I'm a big fan of J.K. Rowling and her stuff. Where was I? I'm out of sync. Okay. So I need to explain myself a little bit, I think, to you people, why I haven't been doing shows. Now, somebody speculated in the chat room before the show started that I've been sued by Ty Rivera. He wishes. No, that's not true. And by the way, bring it. You know what I mean? Like, God damn, would I love a little bit of excitement in my life. But speaking of that, I went out and made it happen. I am now fully vaccinated, everybody. And that means I will be strolling through casinos, licking everything in sight. Thursday night, I went out to the MGM Grand. Tried to get on an undercard at the UFC. No. Thursday night, I went out to the MGM Grand. Dave Landau was here. If you don't know Dave Landau, he's like a fucking nut. He's a comic, very funny. I'd never seen him do like a headline set. And Brant Tobler was opening for him. So I went and saw him, and there was another comic from New York who was really, really funny. But oh my God, damn, is Dave Landau good? He was really good, man. Like better than I expected. You know what I mean? Like I've seen a lot of comics, but like just a great storyteller. God, he had somebody stand up in the middle of the show. He's kind of conservative, and he was making fun of Biden or something. And he just like called the guy a pussy and like just cucked him in front of his wife. And he just got up and left. It's so fucking funny. It's so weird. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. If I ever mouthed off in a live performance space when I was a kid, my dad would have put me halfway through a wall. And the entitlement on people. It's like, laugh or don't, but shut the fuck up. And like also, you know, like it speaks volumes to your mental capacity or lack thereof when like you're in a room not enjoying something that everyone else clearly is enjoying. You know what I mean? Everyone around is laughing hysterically. He's getting like big applause breaks and stuff. You know what I mean? This isn't like, it's hard to read. He's the guy that left Cumia for Crowder. Yeah, he's like Louder with Crowder, Steven Crowder's sidekick now, which has got to be weird because I don't think there's no way Dave Landau's a Christian. You know, And like Steven Crowder and his whole little cult that runs his show are like really nutty Christian conservative types. No, I say nutty, like, you know, I find a lot of his stuff pretty pragmatic and level headed, but when he starts talking about his father and, you know, Christianity stuff and Papa in heaven, I'm just like, hey, yikes. So I don't know. And then Brant Tobler, we had set this up like a week before, and I'm kind of skeeved at Brant. It's like Brant Tobler was supposed to come to the podcast on Friday. Kathleen, I'm supposed to take her to get her second shot, her second vaccine. You know, she gets woozy when you stick metal inside of her. So I'm driving her down there, what with her crutches and all. And, you know, and I rearranged this whole day. I see him the night before. It's like, yeah, we're going to do a podcast and stuff. It's like, oh my God, you know? And then he texts me the next morning, like 7:30 a.m. Like, oh, I can't. I stayed out drinking all night. But it's like 7:30, you know, you don't work till 8. He's like, all right, I'll be up around 2. I'll give you a text. And he just never texts me. And then I text him the next day. Like, hey, you know, you leave Sunday. Let's get this done. And then he's like posting, you know, he's doing other podcasts. This is like Kool-Aid used to do this all. Kool-Aid used to flake on me all the time on this show. And no offense to any of these guys, but like these guys won't miss an open mic at a dive bar, you know, a 60-minute drive away for like 18 people total, including comics. And yet, like, they won't come to a podcast that thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people will do. They, in their mind, priority-wise, the live show trumps the podcast. And it's like, I think it all stems back to a weird narcissism. You need to hear applause and laughter for your witty shit. You know, because it's so fucking weird, you know, to like put that ahead of something. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any fucking sense. But people do it all the time, and it's like, you know, I don't know. I look, I don't like. I like Brant. I think he's funny and stuff, but it's like, you know, when people like it. It takes time out of people's day to like put together a show and like wait for you. And I think it's unprofessional. And, you know, and again, he wouldn't dream of getting drunk and sleeping through his set hosting at Brad Garrett's that night. He wouldn't dream of that for 200 people. But it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You know what I mean? Like what are you doing? So this is the same, you know, like the idiots in local comedy scenes who shit on people like me, who like go like, I never see that guy at mics and stuff. I never see him around on the scene. It's like, I don't work at Subway, so I can leave town. You know what I mean? It's like, so before the pandemic hit, you know, I was constantly working and never fucking here. And now that I'm pandemic trained, why the fuck would I? You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck would I? Yeah, they go to open mics hoping they'll run into Ty. Yeah, get some advice. That's what I call advice from Ty. Yeah, so it's just weird. It's weird, man. And it's, you know, it's no hard feelings or hurt feelings or whatever. I know Brant is an alcoholic and a gambler. But again, it feels unprofessional and shitty to like tell me that there's a plan. Because I do arrange my day. You know, now we're trying to do the YouTube shows. We're posting up like what time we're going live so people, you know, can get a reminder and see that a show is happening like we did today. So we'll work it out. This show has always, for the most part, been we do it whenever I want to do it. But I'd like to get into some sort of a schedule. And even if it's not a regular schedule, it's nice to like schedule a show and like have someone show up at that time to do it. Because at some point, like and not that anybody gives a fuck, this isn't a career maker or breaker, but it's like, again, in perspective, I'm going to stop like trying to get you on the show. And that's not a threat. It's just like, I like you. You're a buddy. You've been on the show for, 8 or 10 years or whatever. And you haven't been on in a long time. And now I'm in Vegas, like, come on the show. It just feels, if you see Brant, stab him, okay? Just stab him. That's what I'm saying. Guys, would you like to know where I've been? Would you like to know what's happened to me? I'll tell you right now. Strap it. What happened? You know what's unclear is when I can't read what's happened because there's too many emotes on the screen, and by the time they clear, I can't read what's occurred. Oh, this is is this what's called a super chat? How does this work? How do I get money? Does this just go into your like AdSense for your YouTube when people like donate money and stuff? Because I like that, man. Keep throwing coins and money and dollars and stuff at me because I love that stuff. But here's where I've been. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned on Matt Markman's show that I wanted a dog, that I wanted a golden doodle dog. Okay? I think they're some of the cutest dogs
in the world.
Why do you want a golden doodle? Here's why you want a golden doodle. They don't have they're hypoallergenic, They can be a non-shedding or low shedding type of dog. So I wanted to get one. You go looking for these dogs. There's a 6-month, 8-month list. You can't like adopt one. Let me tell you something. I did find one to adopt. His name was Toby. He looked like he'd been run over with farm equipment. Scraggly and shitty, dark and dusted. It was just like a weird gray color, but like the color of like a tire that's been left in the weather, in the rain for a long, long time. And it starts to get that white crust that old rubber gets. That was his name, Old Rubber. His name was Toby. And you read through the thing and it's like, first of all the adoption agencies write these bios for dogs in the first person. So they're all like, hi. And I imagine it's to really sad music and stuff. I don't think I can do it justice. I don't really probably have anything that could give you the vibe that they try to strike. Let me see here. Let me see if I have anything queued up that could even be close. No, not even close. They try to strike this vibe up though, to make you like feel like you have a relationship with the dog, even though it has a litany of problems. It reminds me of a drug commercial. You ever see these commercials where they're like, "Ask your doctor about Zoltar," And then while everybody's, it's an old trope, but like while everybody's canoeing and I don't want you to think I think this is great comedy. While everybody's canoeing, and riding mountain bikes and stuff, it like lists, everything from rectal bleeding to sudden death, and you're just like, oh, like how bad do I want to sleep? Ask your doctor about Nunesta or whatever. So that's what it reminds me of. But this dog is like, hi, my name's Toby. I do best. And then it just immediately right into the problems. I do best. I'm not sure my age. That's always a good sign. I'm not sure my age. Yeah, in the arms of an angel. Some Sarah McLachlan shit. It's like, I'm not sure of my age, because how many dogs that are in dog fighting rings really have paper records? I do well in a house with one adult and no children. I can't be around other dogs, court ordered, it's all this stuff. And you just get reading it and you realize that like most of his fur isn't fur. It's just flaps of scar skin, hanging off. And this dog has like seen some shit, been through some stuff. And you go, maybe I don't, because I'm not against getting an older dog, a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old dog. It would make my heart feel good. I'm breaking the fourth wall a bit here, but it'd make my heart feel good to like rescue a dog. I've had fantasies about me and my new dog. For those of you who have been listening to the show since 2005, I used to have a dog named Chewy, a Cocker Spaniel. He died in a horrible, horrible fire because I didn't have a crate. I used to just keep him in the oven. I didn't know there were buttons on the inside of the door. And his little wet nose operated them like human touch, because of the wet and the electrical signal running his pulse, the capacitive touch. So he literally baked himself. And so it's been 10 years or so, over that probably. And I think I'm over it. And I wanted to get a new dog. But when I see dogs like Toby, rescue dogs, I'm just like, no. I can't. But again, and people in the chat love this dog already. I didn't get that dog. Are you out of your mind? What do you think? I just want 3 fingers in my 60s? No way. But again, you go to these breeders, fluffy doodles. There's all these like doodle breeders since 1983. They've cultivated a look. They've got a lineage. I dive into this stuff, by the way. Hardcore learning about these. F1 Golden Doodle, F2 Golden Doodle, F1B, F2 BB. What are you talking about, Patrick? These are generations. These are how they're bred. I know everything about it. Somebody said, shut up, Chewy is still alive, right? No, I don't have to. I gave up Chewy when I was traveling too much to take care of him. But also, he's not alive. There's no way he's alive. He was like, when did I get that dog? 2001? It's 2021. You think Cocker Spaniel's living 20 years? I think about 14 on a Cocker. So no fucking way. That dog is dusted. But either way, best in show. Fuck you. Couldn't have said it better myself. But listen, you go on these sites. I can't believe what people do. And by the way, the waiting lists are public, They list their names on the website. You're third in line for this litter. They have in July you got to order your Christmas doodles. It's bananas what they're doing over there. I'm sorry. I've got to have a little mess. Yeah. I got my second shot a week and a half ago. Woo! That is strong shit. Because I don't really drink, But I got my second shot a week and a half ago. It's pretty fine. I was achy for about a day. Oh, what the fuck just happened now? Oh, man. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a chance and do that. Subscribe to the channel. Oh, 2 people subscribing to the channel. Fuck. Yes. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video and comment on the video. We're trying to build the YouTube channel. And again, like even the YouTube views, if we're getting 300 to 500 views on a video now, we've been working on it a while. That's more than any comedy show you're doing tonight. Most of you. Don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, we're all in a theater and stuff, and we're doing things. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, on average, like you go around like on a podcast circuit, on a decent podcast circuit, you'll get way more exposure than you will just doing shows. But that lets you know that it's a real narcissism type thing. But but seriously, join to the channel. Become a member of the channel. I think it starts at $4.99. We're not on Twitch anymore, so this will take the place of that. We'll go to Twitch if we get demonetized or kicked off here or stuff like that. But join the channel. We'll probably do an after show late tonight. After I take care of some responsibilities. I still haven't explained this dog yet. So let's get into it. I don't want to spend $3,500 on a doodle, okay? At all. And I go searching, and it's hard to do. Thanks for joining. Thanks for becoming a member. That means so many muches to me. If we do have after show today, it'll all be locked down for members only. So join that. But more importantly, join the overdose. All right, stop getting me off track. I got to really focus here. You know, between weed and alcohol, you guys really get me down rabbit holes. And I've got to show you the dog that I got. So I go deep down a rabbit hole on the internet, and I find this lady. She says she has doodles for sale. Real cheap. Keep it hush hush. Meet me in the back. I think it's a scam. I message her, what's the deal? Is this a scam? She's like, do you want a puppy or not? Stop it with the questions. I'm like, is there paperwork? You know, I don't know. The AKC, the American Kennel Club, you got to have these, you got to register dame and sire. You know, it gets real Kentucky Derby like in the dog breeding world with all this purebred stuff. Join the OD so Patrick can feed his dog. Yeah, that is true. That is true. She only eats fingers. So I go to this lady's house. She has a cage in her living room and live rabbits. And these dogs, she said, I'm getting rid of them really cheap because they're starting to go bad. And she says, you know, they're old. They're getting old. They were 11 weeks, I think, which I don't think, or sorry, 15 weeks, which is a little older. When people want to bring home a puppy, it's about 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Okay? So it's a doodle that fell off a truck? Yes, kind of. They're all black. There's 8 to choose from. They're all black. 6 boys, 2 girls. One of the girls is cream colored. She's in the back, cowering. I say, I definitely don't want a girl. Fuck that. And then I go to high five her, and she just ignores me. Appropriate. She says all the boys are spoken for. I'm like, really already? Because I just called her the day, and she said, you know, they were all available. But I didn't get over there until like 8 p.m. because I couldn't find like a pet carrier or anything, so I just had to double up some garbage bags and like go through my couch to get all like spare change and stuff because they're expensive dogs. You know, even if I get it for $70, that's a lot of scratch to put together. So she's like, you take the cream girl, and I'm like, I don't want a girl. You know what I mean? They bleed. They're dumber. You know, she's gonna have puppies, and then my living room's gonna be overrun like this. $1,000 off for each week over 8. Yeah, she paid me to take her. So I get her home. This dog hates me. This dog stands away from me. It's terrified of me. It likes Kathleen. Kathleen didn't even want a dog, you know. She keeps like joking about putting barbecue sauce on it, which is a double burn to me, you know, because she's fucking Rick and gets free barbecue sauce. So So that's fucked. You know, it's like dog cucking me. So now I got like a female dog in the house. So 2 females, aside from Sasha and Malia. And you know, it's not a good time for me. This dog fucking terrified of me. I'm transitioning it. I already talked to a vet last week about having a penis put on it, doing whatever we can to, you know, give it the old reverse Caitlyn, I like to say. And I also, you know, her name was Allie, I think. And I already changed her name to Brad. Because I think that's insulting. I feel like if you name your dog Brad, you know, everybody knows a Brad and everybody knows that guy ain't right. You know what I mean? Brad is a piece of shit. Brad borrows your tools and doesn't bring them back, okay? Brad lives 2 houses over and gets mad that he can't mooch off your Wi-Fi and constantly wants you to put your router out on your back porch so he can have a better signal, okay? Brad constantly over at your house talking to your wife when you're not home, okay? Brad. And it's cuck back to her because she's a female, and I call her Brad. So take that, you old bitch. So she's Brad, and she's spry. You know, she's a good puppy or whatever. I'm trying to like feed her as little as possible. I for an experiment, I did. Would you like to see? This is what she looked like when I got her. Okay. When I first brought her home, I took her in my backyard and she hopped up on one of my pieces of patio furniture and I snapped this photo because I wanted it before, you know, I wanted people to see her for what she really was. Because people see this and they go like, oh, it's a cute dog. No. This dog is a fucking nightmare. It's a monster. It hates me. Okay? And she's a clever girl. Brad doesn't see his kids on the weekend. You guys know Brad? Right. Brad passed out and drove into a daycare. That Brad. Just a piece of shit. Brad Goulby, comedian in Vegas, messaged me before the show and asked if I named my dog Brad. Yup. I'm going to need you to change yours. Okay? Just do it. Just do it. Because I can't. Look. And now, Brad is dead. Oh, thank you for the joint. Nice green screen fake dog. Yeah. Believe me, she's close to dead now. This is the last known photo of her asleep on my new Lovesac sofa. That's charcoal corded velvet. Don't worry about it. Where's the NLO death pool? Brad passes out on your patio furniture. Yep. So that's Brad. Piece of shit. Just a giant piece of shit. So I cut one of her legs off and just put it in the air fryer to see how tender the meat would get when it got cooked. Brad still lives with his parents and doesn't pay rent. Yep. These are all typical, stereotypical Brad. And also, like, when you're at a dog park, if I ever decide to take her there, I can't imagine being nice to her or treating her in any way. And by the way, I like that she's spry and jumpy. You know, I need a dog that's able to dodge some of my kicks because there are a lot of them. And I'm gonna put her out of her fucking misery. Look at this piece of shit. She's so dumb. She doesn't play ball. She can't figure out how to pick up a ball yet. You know, I just keep jamming things in her throat while I eat parts. Well, I cut parts of her off and eat them. And also, when she gets bigger, I think in about 6 months, she'll be producing. If I feed her, 4 cups of food a day, I think she'll be producing enough meat for us to have weekly events down at Rick's where we grill up Brad bites. You come down, we carve you off a piece of Brad, and that's what we do. But you can build your own Brad. You can butter your own. Build your own Brad. The black dogs are more tender. Jesus fucking Christ.
Smoke weed every day.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. So, and by the way, speaking of Caitlyn Jenner, so that's Brad. Keep up with Brad. Here, and why isn't Brad on the show? You might be saying. I haven't decided if this is a bit yet or not. No, I like the mystery of you not knowing whether I really got a dog or not. I did get a dog. I've been super busy with her. She's the greatest. I'm really gay now, I'm a really weird gay type dog dad, and that's just what it is. So I'm going to try to not be that. I don't want to be that. I do want to be tough with her and firm with her. I don't need her sneaking out in the middle of the night, with bad neighborhood dogs being influenced. But I will tell you this, she's terrified of me. She won't come near me. She won't come near. I put her food out, I have to go in another room. And if I'm standing up, I think I'm too imposing of a figure, standing over her, for her to really process in her brain. When I want to take her outside to go to the bathroom, I have to open the door, the sliding glass door, and then get out of the way. Then she sticks her head out and checks to make sure everything's cool, and then finally comes out. Is she vaccinated for COVID? I don't know. Probably. We make out a lot. Is that true? By the way, I'm getting scared of the vaccine. You're reading this now that people who haven't had the vaccine are being exposed to people who have had the vaccine, and they're getting weird shingles and shedding, peeling and skin issues. And they're saying overweight people with diabetes and health issues, which is my middle name, have a lot of problems with this kind of stuff. Now, I've had a little bit of a throat tickle this week and some sniffles, but I don't think it was related to the shot because it kind of came on after the fatigue of the shot wore off. Does she know who Ty is? And Bijou better watch out. Do you think I would ever let my dog near an unvaccinated dog like that? Or Bijou? That's an old one. No. And by the way, don't even bring Bijou up and my dog. Did you see that dog? Okay. She's the cutest, my little Bradley. Okay. So watch yourself when you talk about Bijou, who is people who have dogs like Bijou too aren't right in the head. Do you know what I mean? They're not right in the head. They're loose, good brain people. Bijou is here's the thing. When you touch a dog, you want it to be lovable and cuddly. Man's best friend. If your dog has wiry, terrier hair, or your dog is when you touch your dog, if it feels like you've taken a fisherman's net and put it around 13 pounds of meatballs and squeezed it, or like an old pair of your mom's hosiery, and gone down to your local Subway sandwich bar and had them put all the meatballs into your mom's stockings Okay? And then when you touch your dog, it's just this fucking amalgamation of mass that feels like just chunks of tumors. You know? Here's the dogs that are like that, by the way. Pugs, bulldogs, French or English. I don't give a shit. They're all lumps of weird tumor-like material. They're just like meatloaves with a bark box. Okay? And not the thing with toys and treats. Their faces are, they can't even breathe. God damn, like put them out of their misery with a fucking mop handle. You know what I mean? Most terriers, anything like Toby, that wiry little fuck that I almost didn't adopt. Those are bad dogs. Don't get one of those. When you hug a dog, you want to feel, you know, like it could be a titty. I just think you want a nice, soft dog. And don't get me wrong, you should be able to feel your dog's ribs. Don't overfeed it. You know, God, I'll never let that dog live through. I'll never let that dog live through what I grew up living through, with people berating me and making fun of me and body shaming me. No. Not today, haters. Get to the back of the line. Yeah, I just can't. I can't get involved with that. But congrats to you. You know, Jay Hollingsworth sent me a picture of his French bulldog. You know, Jay Hollingsworth. This is a guy who's 6'8". You know, he looks like me if you stretched me out and then packed on more weight. I don't know. I've actually never met the guy in person. He sounds like a delight, an Irish delight. Now, he has a French fucking bulldog, and I gotta say, giant man, French bulldog. First of all, you're gonna roll over there and kill it one day. Now, not me. I won't let my dog sleep in my bed. I find that disgusting. And I'm also doing the thing where I keep her. She's only had access to downstairs in my house. And I want her to get comfortable in that. I'm a really good dog. I talk a lot of shit, but Bradley is very comfortable. But she does hate me. She does not want to, and she won't even take a treat out of my hand. This dog is, I have to pick it up to put it in its cage at night. And even though it only has 2 legs and one of those is broken, it scurries around. You should see it do circles with that one leg on the tile, which I think feels good to her because she's like wiping her eye and it's cold. Big Scottish Jay. Yeah. I don't know. Big Irish Jay is headlining LA Comedy Club this Friday night. I think I got to go down there and just pop around. I imagine all the troops will be down there. And it could be fun. You know, I'll ask Irish Jay. I don't want to be disrespectful to Big Irish Jay. But I think it'll be nice. And I don't want to be disrespectful to LA Comedy Club. You know, I like those guys, let's say. And, you know, no disrespect. She'll get used to you. Yeah, I hope she will. It's a lot. So I don't let her upstairs yet. But she's potty trained. She's pretty smart. She's potty trained. She is doing the crate thing overnight, 7 to 8 hours without any barking, really. She barks in the morning. Around 5:30 to 6 a.m. But that's about what time I get up anyway. And yeah, I mean, it's fine. Do you smoke weed in front of your dog? Yes. I can't tell if she minds yet. You know, obviously I'm not like blowing, you know what I mean? Like I'm not blowing smoke into the dog's face. I think that's abuse, especially what with all the dismembering and stuff. But I just try to blow it like in the opposite direction in the room. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think she minds it. Get a dog door installed. Why would I do this? Why would I do that? What am I going to do with a doggy door? Okay. It seems pointless. Also, like I'm, all I can think about when you say doggy door is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The principal's going to go around back and sneak in if I ever try to skip school. That's not going to be cool. I don't know much about dogs. I'm gonna let you know. I think I'll be good. And she's great. She's a nice dog. I think she's a nice lady. And I'll keep you posted. That's all that. Oh, by the way, I looked into these whimsies, crocodiles, like for real, for legit. Anybody who's feeding their dog that, and even a dog as ugly and shitty as Bijou, like even a dog that looks like, a burnt falafel on a stick, right? Like Bijou looks like if you walked past, shawarma and you looked at it and you were like, that looks like no one's ordered in days, and it's just burnt to a hard, meaty mass with crust on the peaks and no juice in the valleys. Bijou, crust on the peaks, no juice in the valley. Take that. I get another call. I need more bad news. I love my new dog, but I get some more bad news this week that I get this call about the swim spa, which is supposed to go in at the end of May. I've been counting down to this, 16 foot, 50 jets or whatever the fuck, spraying on me, heated or cool, year round. This thing was going to be the last picture in my perfect happy family, except for the cheating wife and dog that won't come near me. Other than that, everything's going great. But he gives me a call, this guy. He's like, yeah, bad news. Your swim spa is delayed until August. May, June, July, August, 3 months, 3 more months. Now, I ordered this thing, at the end of February, okay? 20 grand, deposit. Cement slab poured for it. Hire an electrician to do a 60 amp run, to the backyard for enough amperage to make this baby hum. Drainage plans, submitted plans to the HOA, got an approval for a window, a crane permit, licensing, all this stuff. They're going to have to bring it up over the house and stuff. Just like thing after thing after thing it takes to organize this stuff. And now and he says, the reason why is because the acrylic or the fiberglass or whatever from the plant in Texas got delayed because of the Texas power shutdown. And it's like, first of all, that was like a storm for a week or two. Power was out places, Why is the spa delayed 3 months now? And I know what they did because I went around shopping for pools and swim spas and they were all out. You know what I mean? They were all fucking out, pushed out. You tried to order in February. They were like, you can't have anything until like September, October, November, maybe even 2022. But I try to go to this place. They're like, don't worry about it. We'll have you one in May. We got a special guy, special supplier. Lock it down now. We'll guarantee it in May. I give them the big deposit. May comes around. They go, oh, bad news. We're going to have to push it back to when everybody else was anyway. It's just a great way for them to grab your money. That's what it fucking feels like. And then I go like, hey, like how much of a discount am I going to get for this? He's like, oh, I don't get a discount. It's like, I don't care. Like again, like this is a lot of money just spent, on my perfect life that I'm trying to make, and you're really ruining it. Caitlyn Jenner is running for mayor. Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor of California. Okay, first of all, let's take a minute to acknowledge. I don't care what side of the aisle you are on. We're going to try not to get too political right now. This is Moody's cue to come in here and tell me all of my opinions are invalid because I'm white and privileged. Now, great. And by the way, lucky me, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. You stating facts doesn't change anything. So let's move on. Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor. California, which is, what is it? The world's 11th largest economy or something. They always brag about that shit. 9th largest economy in the world. Just California on its own. Arguably the bluest state in our union. The most left state in our union. The most socially woke, liberal, quote unquote, woke state in our union. Accepting, tolerant, the biggest failed experiment ever. Like, drive through cities in California and just look, hey, all the prisoners got let out during COVID. So that was dope. And now just tent cities lining the streets, so that's dope. Just urine and feces, just businesses can't get homeless people off their fucking doorstep when they open. It just seems like a goddamn shit show over there. Okay. Everyone's fleeing because the taxes are the highest, all these social programs and taxes, it's not working, right? Like we can agree on that. Like it didn't work. And they're just digging themselves into it. So Gavin Newsom, the governor now, gets a petition, 1 million signatures to be recalled. So now they're going to have a new election. Caitlyn Jenner throws her hat in the ring. Let me just say this. I got nothing against Caitlyn or previously Bruce. Okay? I actually had sympathy for Bruce Jenner back in the day on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians show, or the Meet the what was it called? This is an insane show where like entitled dumb brats, run around, and this guy who's actually done something in his life, and I'm not like, look, you can make your arguments for Kim Kardashian. She does a lot of legal work. Okay, you can make your arguments for Kris Jenner. Like clearly, she's on to something as a manager mom. But it's weird to me when Bruce, who for the whole duration mostly of that show was just the background dorky dad, you felt bad for him. He always in the way, trying to get a cup out of the cabinet. How is it a failed state if everyone wants to live there? Such high demand that they have insane house prices. Well, look, the population's high in the super desirable areas. There's a lot of California that's not super populated. It's a very large state. And people want to live along the coastline. But people are fleeing there because you're paying 15%, city and state income tax on top of, if you're in these higher tax brackets, when you're talking about Elon Musk or Joe Rogan, when you're talking about Ben Shapiro and all these guys, especially the conservative guys leaving there, and other guys, who are pretty middle of the road, just business people planning their exit. Like, oh, well, when I retire, I'm out of here. It's like, they just nickel and dime everything together. You're like, how is it a failed state if everyone, like, not everyone wants to live there. It's super expensive. for housing. Cost of living is super expensive. Public works and services, like the police are no longer policing. Roads and services, things like Department of Transportation Services, potholes, bad roads, litter, garbage, tent cities, people protest blocking streets. No one's doing anything about it, you know? Breaking businesses, burning shit, you know? Like, why would you pay? You'd be insane to stick around where you're not wanted. I mean, read the sign, right? Traffic. Why would you want the traffic? It's just in a world where everyone's realizing I can do this from anywhere, whatever their job is, you know, this, and it compounds, you know, this has a knock-on effect that when people leave, especially richer, wealthier people who tend to own businesses, jobs go with them. It all collapses very quickly. Don't get me wrong. California real estate, yes, is very valuable, but that's because of its proximity to the coast. And I think it'll always be more valuable, but I think we'll have a dip, and I think it'll be precipitous. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like they just take money and take money and take money and take money, and everywhere you look, they're behind. From education to public works to social services, it's all fucking lacking. It's all lacking. Is it why you left LA? Because you are swimming in money? Sounds like a bunch of hyperbole fanned by the media. Oh, yeah. No, I left LA to go live in New York City, which was more expensive, far more expensive. Cost of living wise, anyway. And even taxes are more. But prices of rent, I mean, you look in these places now, and I have friends in LA and New York, you see them list these places for rent and for sale. They can't get rid of them. I know for a fact that they're like trying to list them for less than they have to pay. Like they're subleasing for less, they're losing money, and they still can't lease it because no one wants to pay $1,200 to live in a New York City that's closed down. No one wants to pay $1,800 for a room, tiny room, by the way, you know, in the middle of summer. Now stuff's opening back up, but again, a lot of these small businesses are out of work, you know. The government in these places in particular, these blue places, shut down private business. Disney was closed for a fucking year. Meanwhile, in Florida, they've been open for 6 or 8 months. No outbreaks, you know. Like when it comes to systems and procedures, Disney's got it pretty down. Yeah, but those $1.99 pizza slices. Yeah, but they used to be 99 cents. You used to get like 2 slices of pizza and a Diet Coke can for $2, you know. But I don't know. A lot of these places are out of business now. The government mandated in those blue cities and counties and areas to shut down. They wouldn't let businesses open except what they deemed essential. And those essential businesses were like Walmart, Costco, Amazon, you know what I mean? It's like the same, by the way, you know, for the CARES Act that got all the money. All these big corporations. It's like people are just like, it's not even like hard to like follow the money. It's like, what do they get out of shutting down all the mom and pop places and making you go, you know, and they're giving you crumbs and unemployment and telling you to just shop at the big businesses. It's like, meanwhile, they tell you the big businesses are bad, big tech and all. It's just like, but that's all that's open. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And they got Caitlyn Jenner running now. Now, I do like Caitlyn Jenner. She's what they call practical trans. But again, you got to go, what makes this woman feel like she can run for office? Now, just popularity? Because I got to tell you, what does Caitlyn Jenner do? What is her talent and her business and her jobs? Now, don't get me wrong. She's all over. She's just spokesperson and an advocate for trans rights and stories. She's a figurehead for the trans movement. She's a celebrated member of the trans, I guess. Like, is that it? You know, it's like when you know, they named her like Times Woman of the Year. What was it? Woman of the Year for what magazine? I don't even know. Sports Illustrated Woman of the Year. Whatever it fucking was that she didn't deserve. It's like, A, she's been a woman for a minute. B, right before she became a woman, she killed a person with her car, his car. Bruce killed a person with his car and then became Caitlyn and then became Woman of the Year. It's like, what? And then since then, it's all just like speeches and, you know, just appearances for gay and trans weird stuff. His talent is being a white man. Yeah, I just don't like. There has to be that year just a gaggle of really intelligent, accomplished, driven, ambitious women who are left on the sidelines that year going, what the fuck? In every field, medicine, social work, you know, psychology, computer science, space exploration, you know, I don't know, engineering. But I'm sure there's every year just a fucking giant list of awards, award-worthy women. And, you know, you give it to Caitlyn, who's been a woman for a minute. Why? Because she became a woman? It's like, we live in such a weird world, and I don't want to get into it because I don't care either way. But do you understand how weird this world is, of where it's like, you could argue both sides of almost everything to somebody on the super, super woke left with their own logic and make them think. So it's like, you go like, well, so Caitlyn Jenner says she doesn't think people who are born biologically male should be able to compete in specifically and especially high school sports with women and against women. If you were biologically male when you were born, assigned at birth, whatever you want to say, then you shouldn't be able to compete against biological women, because she knows that as Bruce, you know, probably there's not much. I think if you run the numbers, like high school males can outrun, like a lot of high school males can outrun Olympic female runners, because the biology is that different. So like it's like high school basketball players, really good ones, could dominate WNBA players. So it's just fucking weird. You know what I mean? To like advocate that, because it feels like such a fucking backward step for women, right? Like it's the ultimate liberal conundrum. Can't vote for a Republican, can't vote against a trans person. Right. Is Caitlyn Jenner a Republican? Because that's interesting. Yeah, I guess she is, right? It's an interesting one because on the one hand, this woman has no right to being a governor. Like less than Schwarzenegger, you know what I mean? It's just like, this woman was almost, I mean, Bruce was done. We were done with Bruce Jenner. We were never going to hear about Bruce Jenner again unless we were flipping through an old Olympic almanac, you know, or what is this? Hold on. What is this? Somebody's sending me something. What is this? Phoenix extended reveal. What is this? Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner was on The Masked Singer? No. Phoenix was the first eliminated from The Masked Singer. Phoenix is a television personality and former American sportsman who originally gained fame for his achievements in athletics and motorsports. What a fun pronoun. What is that? She was the first eliminated from The Masked Singer. She is a television personality and former American sportsman who originally gained fame for his achievements in athletics and motorsports. I don't even know how to. Patrick, please stop talking about him as a woman. I respect what people want to be called. I know you don't. That's fine. I respect your right to not do that, by the way. As a courtesy to people, I will happily call them whatever they want to be called. Why wouldn't you? There's no skin off my back, and I got to call you something. As soon as they get voted in, Kaiser Soze, and trans back to Bruce, because our Secretary of Health now is a trans woman. Oh God, it's so weird. It's such a weird time. I want to watch this Caitlyn Jenner on The Masked Singer. This is nuts. Okay, hold on. Let me. Boom. Okay. Caitlyn Jenner on The Masked Singer. And by the way, first eliminated. I wonder how. Can Caitlyn Jenner sing? Isn't it doesn't she sound a little bit like an old duck? Let's find out.
Let's hear it one more time for the artist formerly known as the Phoenix, Caitlyn Jenner. Sing, baby.
If I'm in the morning feeling like he did, he grabbed my glasses.
Whoa. No. No.
Oh no.
Woke up in the morning feeling like a daddy. No. Roll back. As long as we don't like Moody, I'm with it. Yeah. Totally. Why is Ken Jeong on? What is this show? I've still never watched it. Wasn't it Tyler Jolly was all about this show? He's like, you're gonna love The Masked Singer. I'm sorry if I have to guess this voice. Woke up in the morning feeling like P. Daddy.
Morning feeling like he did, he grabbed my glasses.
P. Daddy. I'm not wrong, right? Isn't the purpose of this song to guess who's singing behind a mask? Where's the mask? I can't believe she would do this. Isn't this cringe? You're rich enough to never work again. You wanted to live your life as a woman. Okay. You look, I'm sorry, it looks monstrous. You can't sing. I doubt you could sing when you were Bruce. Woke up in the morning feeling like P. Daddy. P. Daddy. Go back.
If I'm in the morning feeling like he did, he grabbed my glasses.
She did. She puts 3 syllables into it.
Sing, baby.
If I'm in the morning feeling like he did, he grabbed my glasses out the door, gonna
Grab my glasses. I can't stop it. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Daddy.
Sing, baby.
When is this? 2021? This was this year? No, because look, you were record breaking. You were the best. Look, not many people will ever be the best at something. And look, these things always evolve. Just because you're the best now doesn't mean you'll always be the best, okay? Of course. But that doesn't mean that you have to like keep doing, like, this is one thing I really respected Seinfeld for. You know, he left out on top. #1 show on television. He walks away because it's a sad, sad thing to flame out. Do you know what I mean? And when you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, what is the drive here? What is the motivation that makes, and I'm not saying Bruce become Caitlyn. I'm saying, like, you're Caitlyn Jenner. You want to live your truth? Fine. You want to stand in your whatever? Great. Be you, girl, let's say. But why just take every gig that comes along now? Like, you've got to go on, you know, Dancing with the Stars and stuff. Like, what are you doing? Why? Like, this is set. You were the best. At something. And now this is, it's like, of course you're the first to wake up in the morning feeling like being dead. Like, whoa. She looks good for having been born. She doesn't. If this woman was my waitress at IHOP, I'd ask to move to another section. Thank you. Subscribe, like, comment, okay? All right, I gotta hear it one more time and then we'll let it play. But if the rest of it is as good as the first line, oh God, are we in for it? She's just like, woke up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
If I'm in the morning feeling like P. Diddy, grab my glasses out the door, gonna see the city. Before I leave, I brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack, cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicures on my toes, right on all my clothes. Boys, roll up my phone. Top dropping, playing my favorite CDs, putting on all the party. Gonna have a little bit tipsy. Don't stop thinking about DJ, blow my speakers up. Tonight I'ma fight till I see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop.
She's walking around like an old woman with her long nails. She's walking around like, Cruella de Vil. Tick tock, don't stop. Tell that. She's dressed in, like, for people who can't see this and are listening on the audio version. Get your ass over to our YouTube, youtube.com/nobodylikesonions. We're doing YouTube shows now. They'll be scheduled. They'll be announced. Be sure to hit subscribe and the bell so you find out when we're going to be doing live shows. But you really want to see the video versions, get over here. She's dressed like a giant bird. Hey, you into Marvel movies? You're going to love this giant bird. Like, what is this? Isn't Phoenix? Phoenix is a Marvel character too. I'm sorry about that stutter. Jesus. God damn Christ. Grandma found the karaoke machine and had too many whiskey sours. This is your new governor. Yeah, man. Yeah. This is embarrassing. You should have to turn in your gold medals. This isn't, she doesn't even know the song. What is going on? How was she invited to this? And look at them copying my studio back here with these with this reclaimed wood.
You build me up, you break me down.
What's happening?
Yeah, I don't. This is.
Put my hands up. Put your hands up. Come on, everybody, put your hands up. And the party don't start till I walk in. Don't stop. DJ, blow my fingers.
Oh God! How is this real?
Tick tock on the clock, but the party.
And we're all just. And I'm telling you, you're broken. If you're just celebrating this, if you think this is good for women or singing contests, You're out of your mind. It'd be like rebooting Last Comic Standing and just invite Caitlyn Jenner to do it. You know what I mean? I just flew here, and boy, are my arms tired. Oh. Because she has to be in it, because trans. It's like, have you ever seen, and by the way, this might piss off some of the gays, but it's like, I'm happy. I don't know where, there's a lot of places, by the way, where gay people are still not living in freedom. Let's get off of our own backs, okay, America? They're good here now, okay? I'd say let's dial back the parades about 28%, okay? In both frequency, number, and intensity, okay? I've never met so many people with good design aesthetic who think every color goes together. It's like the gay flag, the rainbow flag is the most garish, ungodly piece of fabric you've ever seen in your life. And by the way, I'm just telling you, the fact that people are dancing to this and celebrating this, it's mental illness. This is bad. This is bad. I have nothing against trans people. Live your life. Not everyone gets to go on TV. You don't just get to skip the line. Like, what if she needed a heart transplant? Just front of the line because she's a brave X-Men. Sorry, to keep it in the Marvel universe. Like, where does the, like, privilege, talk about privilege, where does the privilege begin? You know? And by the way, you know, people hate me. I get hate all the time. If I become trans, does all that just, does this just wash away my sins? It doesn't. The lesbians don't claim him. He's the same age as my dad. It is a weird no man's land. But I got to tell you, and this will piss gay people off too, I'm sure. But the amount of time and energy we spend in both politics and pop culture talking about gay and trans shit is insane. It's insane. What is the percentage of people who are trans? I'd like to actually know. 1%? 2%? Let's lump together gay, lesbian, trans, asexual, bisexual, queer, hermaphrodite, all of it. Let's lump all of it into one subcategory. And not to be offensive to anybody, I'm just saying, like, let's lump it into one. What percentage of the population? 10? Okay. Now that it's trendy, 15? Patrick, did you really just say that? Yes. Okay. So 15%. Why is everything always about it? Like, I don't know what's happening, man. This is nuts to put this on. And by the way, you know, I'm even more disappointed. This is a black woman dancing to this, thinking it's good. Okay, she looks like one of those creatures from M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. Somebody photoshopped those two side by side. The creatures from M. Night Shyamalan's The Village and Caitlyn Jenner in this. And by the way, great energy, Caitlyn. You know, even if you suck, like, try to do it. Yeah. It's like you can't even open your mouth and fire out an O. 75% of art student undergrads are theoretically bi. We got to watch this all again from the beginning. I can't.
Grab my glasses out the door, gonna see the city. Before I leave, I brush my teeth with
This
a little jet.
is-
'Cause when I leave for the night,
Ain't no coming back.
I'm talking pedicures on my toes.
Pedicures on my toes.
My phone. Top dropping, way in my face.
Hold on. Did she say boys blowing up my phone? You tell me if I'm wrong, but she only dates women, correct? She still likes women, or does she like trans women? Oh God, I'm like, somebody will know this because doesn't she have her own show? Keeping Up with whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, that's crazy. Boys blowing up my phone. Why do all trans people sound like Muppets?
Gonna have a little bit tipsy.
She doesn't even know. Gonna have a little bit tipsy.
Don't stop thinking about PJ. Put my speakers up too.
And by the way, do they do this on do they all sing over and talk over? Or is it just because she's awful? You know what I mean? Is Kim Jong really Phoenix? It's like, ugh. When did everybody get it weird in their head where it's like, well, if I don't support what she's doing right now, if I say she's not good on stage and doesn't deserve to be on this show, then I'm trans hating. I'm transphobic. It's like, there are still idiots who are trans. There are still assholes who are trans. There are still retarded people who are trans. Okay? And in wheelchairs and, breeding dogs. It takes all types to make the world go round. This is it's such a far fall from grace. From being the best at something to this, to a laughing stock, pseudo cameo appearance on, filler level reality garbage TV. It's like, I'm sorry. Kim Jong, you're a doctor. Go back and practice medicine. He also does stand-up, I think. Like, this would be 19th on the list of using my skills if I'm Kim Jong. I wouldn't be bowing down going, oh, my God, Phoenix, oh, my God. She's awful. Get her out. Bring up the old trans limo and shove her in the back. Whatever her name is crawling around like, I can't even. Watch her phone it in for the last minute.
I'ma fight till I see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. Oh. You build me up, you break
This
me
is.
down. What's happening?
She goes, the party don't stop till I walk in.
Put my hands up. Put your hands up. Everybody put your hands up. And the party don't start till I walk in. Don't stop, make it pop.
Watch her phone it in right here. Watch this.
Tonight I'ma fight till you see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. Oh.
Oh my God. That is insane. I had no idea. So there's got to be more performances of her, right? Phoenix is unmasked.
Unmask right now is.
Oh man, this is happening.
Here it is.
Oh, it's a bad one. It just like, what is this? Like, what is she's laughing at her. Yeah. That's a strange one, man. Let's talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is doing Saturday Night Live. I heard about this. I'll tell you right away. I heard about it, Elon Musk, Saturday Night Live, and I said, all right, this could be interesting. Now, a couple of initial concerns. Number one, Elon Musk isn't what you might call traditionally charismatic. Okay? He's not great at speaking eloquently. He fumbles a lot. He stumbles a lot. He's an engineer. He's pretty much a genius. And the interface, between the parts of the brain that make him a charismatic and a good public speaker. I would say, a deft public speaker are missing. And I'm not going to say he's not like a cool guy. I think he pulls that off. I think he pulls off the cool guy vibe. He dates, he's got the hot chicks and the wife or whatever. I don't even think he's married. He's got, he's wears the leather jackets. He's got the sports cars, the flamethrowers, the jets. He's into the cool. He's Tony Stark. But he's not as good as Robert Downey Jr., what with the quips, the sarcasm, throwing out the zingers. He's more, and by the way, go on YouTube and look up some great Elon Musk moments. He does have them. He is clever. He can be funny. He can have some zingers. So I'm a little torn on it. It could be bad. It could be good. It all depends on like how they write for him and how they plan him on the show. But I see this article. SNL cast members won't be forced to act alongside host Elon Musk if they don't want to, report says. Saturday Night Live cast members don't have to act with Elon Musk if they don't want to, but no cast members have pulled out of the show yet, a source told Page Six. The decision to have Musk on the show next week led to discontentment amongst some cast members. Now, Elon, we were talking about this earlier, he has a business in California. They shut down his factory. He wanted to get it open, get back to work. He's already said that he's pretty much done investing in California for Tesla and other business ventures. It's too hard to get anything done, regulatorily speaking. Just basically they've regulated themselves into a fucking horrible place to do business. And he wants to get out of there. But what do we have? The only question is whether he'll beat Steven Seagal for worst coast ever. They're going to need huge cue cards. Yeah, well, I think they only come in huge. But you tell me. So I think it'll be fine. But, I didn't. First of all, this seems like a non-story. When you just come out going, they don't have to perform with him if they have a problem with it. But nobody's pulled out yet. I don't understand. Saturday Night Live cast members don't have to appear alongside Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk if it makes them feel uncomfortable, a source familiar with the matter told Page Six. Last week, NBC announced tech billionaire will be making his hosting debut on May 8th, a decision that apparently led to some discontentment amongst some SNL cast members last week. Speaking historically, if a cast member has been unhappy, they don't have to do it, the source said. According to Page Six, SNL boss Lorne Michaels won't ever make them do anything they don't want to do. But no cast members have pulled out of the show yet, with the source adding, whether you like him or not, Elon Musk is an interesting character, and he's very much a showman. Now, I got a problem with it. First of all, I was kind of surprised to hear this. Now, why don't people want to be with Elon Musk? Isn't he a popular, cool guy? Yeah, I think most people like Elon Musk, especially on the left. I think some of the far left rich people, billionaires with a B, don't like Elon Musk because he fucks with them. He's like a bad boy billionaire not playing by the rules. He'll probably be the first trillionaire. I think he was a trillionaire for a minute, I believe. Him and Jeff Bezos keep going back and forth on that. But like he's been advocating a lot of the shutdown was unnecessary, that this was all handled badly when it comes to coronavirus, and that healthy people shouldn't really worry about it. And this was kind of all just a super, super aggressive overreach by governments to kind of not only shut down businesses, but exert some sort of control, whether or not it was just a psychological experiment or for the purpose of some sort of prolonged, continuous remanagement of the population. Depending on how deep down the conspiracy rabbit hole you want to go. You ever follow Sam Tripoli? First of all, I love Sam. Sam's been on the show for a while. I haven't seen that dude in forever. Next time he's in Vegas, we should get him back on the show. But because he's got so much more to say now in his podcast, Tinfoil Hat Podcast. I don't know if he believes half the stuff he posts, but some of it's so fucking nuts. I'd love for him to come in and like explain it. I like what? There's a lot of like weird shit that people believe is going on, but I think it's just part of the beauty of like the way the world is now. Like, I don't think anybody has a fucking clue. And also, simultaneously, people have never been so sure they know everything. So, in a world where we're like, I can pull out my phone and find out anything in a click, in a heartbeat. It's like, can you though? Can you? So it surprises me a little bit that these cast members are bitching about Elon Musk hosting when, you have like Kanye on Saturday Night Live, how many times wearing a MAGA hat, and everybody kind of chilling with him. But what I don't, and I guess, he's officially diagnosed as mentally ill, so that makes it fine. But you got to make up your mind, because I would imagine a lot of people on the left consider any kind of conservative or Republican mentally ill. And they also consider people who are not even conservative to be right wing. So there's all kinds of just craziness going on with regards to that. But what I found fascinating is that Lorne Michaels doesn't make SNL cast members perform with the guest of the week. It's like, that's odd to me. Now, do you take away their paycheck? If I get Elon Musk, I'm Lorne Michaels, I decide Elon Musk is hosting the show this week. And, 6 of my cast members, from Kate McKinson's all the way down to Peter Davidson's, decide they don't want to be in sketches with him. I'm probably telling you to pack your shit and get the fuck out of here. These guys make tens of thousands of dollars a week for being players and writers on this program. It's a privilege. It's a job, Do you understand that, like, if you work at Der Wiener Schnitzel, you don't get to, not serve a guy with a MAGA hat because you're against what he believes in. He's there for a hot dog. How about you reach into that hot dog water and serve him up one while you examine deeply in the back of your cranium where you went wrong, the decisions you made that led you to the point where you have to do this. Now you're a successful comic on SNL, and you're going to just refuse to work with somebody because their politics differ. This is such a weird time. It's like, never before have we ever just been like, well, I'm on the blue team, so I won't even talk to or work with anyone on the red team. You're all mentally ill in either direction, by the way. It's like, it's just called the other side. Let it go. It's not a good versus evil, but you've all been watching too much Game of Thorns. Get over it. Fuck. I won't even deal with anyone who doesn't want the world to be the way I want it. Several members of the comedy show posted veiled criticisms on social media. Bowen Yang, who joined the show as a staff writer in 2018, posted a frowning emoji on his Instagram story around the same time the lineup was announced. It remains unclear whether Yang's story was related to the announcement. However, later, he responded directly to Musk's tweet, writing, "What the F does this even mean? on his Instagram story. The comment is no longer on his account. Who the fuck does Bowen Yang think he is? You know, by the way, tag him and send him this. You dipshit. First of all, Shane Gillis doesn't get to go on SNL because he makes an Asian slang. I find it hard to believe that doesn't have something to do with Yang. Bowen Yang is garbage. Kick him off. I'm pretty sure this is his second year as a player, as a featured player, cast member. He better not make the permanent cast. He's garbage. We get it. You're a gay Asian. Gaysian. You have one character on every sketch, on every panel, on every anything. Gay Asian guy. It's awful. How did you get this job? Talk about quotas. Jesus. You might as well be tick-tock. Don't stop till my claws come out. It's like, we're just like hoisting anyone nearby who fits a demographic up and going, this one will do. It's like, we have funny Asians. They're actually funny Asian people. You know what I mean? Who's the other? There's a black chick on SNL who's awful too. Not Leslie Jones. She's gone. Sashir Zameda or whatever. I don't know. They're awful. They just grabbed people. And it's bad, man. It's like, you say whatever you want about Kenan Thompson, that he's been there for 38 years or whatever. He's good. He's funny. He has some characters. He's adaptable. He's talented. He can do a lot of stuff on that show. Kate McKinnon's a white woman. She's fantastic. Cecily Strong's on there. Vanessa Bayer, she's gone. I don't know what happened to her. But we just like keep grabbing like mediocre garbage, identity politic, cutout people. And I find it really hard to believe that like you can't find a better Asian person. Like I know some, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. You just want funny Asian comics? Find a better one. Bowen Yang, get the fuck out of here, man. And I'm sorry, all these guys, by the way, they go like, we're not going to work. We're not going to do a sketch. Get out. Get out. People are lining up waiting for an opportunity to do this show. Pack your bags, dummies. You know what I mean? We sit around and listen to Kyle Mooney whine about not that even Kyle was one of them. I'm just bringing that up. I like him actually. Ego Wodum? No, I don't think she's good. I don't think she's good at all. She's okay. Like, don't get me wrong. She's miles ahead of Bowen Yang, but no. What's even controversial about Musk, aside from being a massive weirdo? He's into business, not politics. Yeah, but he's outspoken about the vaccine and the virus and stuff and us overreacting. And all he did was quote science. You know what I mean? Say whatever you want. It's all over the place. You wonder why people... I saw a report today that the United States may never reach herd immunity. Why? They fucked this up so much. Do you understand? They fucked with the American people's minds so much. People don't know what to believe on either side. We have Kamala Harris, along with a litany of other politicians, who announced for half of a year that they wouldn't go anywhere near a vaccine that was developed under Donald Trump. You know? And by the way, Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, all these viruses developed in cooperation with Trump's initiative, this warp speed thing. And say whatever you want about it, they were all developed under Trump. He put into plan the government acts to make it where they weren't liable for the medication, so they couldn't be sued, which made it financially feasible for them to do this in such a quick way. Now, it might suck. This thing starts making some people sick. But again, all this was done under Trump. Kamala Harris, all these people don't trust it. I would never trust it, a vaccine under Trump. Now they're all getting it, and the message is go out and get the vaccine. It's the safest vaccine ever. It's the most effective vaccine ever. We've all been told to go get it. What are you waiting for? It's like, you all said you'd move to Canada if Trump got elected. Then that didn't happen. All I'm noticing is that you guys are full of shit. You're full of shit about everything. So of course everyone's confused. Don't wear masks. Wear masks. Wear 2 masks. Get the vaccine. It works. It's the most effective. Well, after you get the vaccine, you're still going to have to wear a mask. It's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's like, meanwhile, some states are fully open, having a great time, like Florida, and some states like California are fully locked down and having outbreaks left and right. They're shutting down Portland again, I heard. Indoor dining. It's like, I don't know what's happening, but nothing seems to be working. And all you guys coming out with new rules and regulations every week and contradicting each other because you made it political. I'd never trust a vaccine from Trump. Well, now Biden's in office and the vaccines are rolling out. It's like, Biden got the vaccines out in his first 100 days. It's like, the fuck do you think was making those all year long? It's all horse shit. And I'm getting a little sick of it. I'm getting a little, like, I don't know who to believe anymore. Like, it just like, I got the vaccine, and now I don't know if I'm going to turn into the fucking fly. The people who voted for Trump are not getting vaccines. I mean, some are. Like, that statement isn't accurate because red maggot. yeah. Oh, man. But we've got bigger problems. We've got bigger. By the way, he's got, Bow and Yang. The fuck out of here. And then, I think I watched the video. Have you seen this one of Elon Musk with the Pong monkey? So they teach this monkey to control Pong with this plug, and then they unplug.
He's a 9-year-old macaque who had a Neuralink in each side of his brain about 6 weeks ago.
They put that Neuralink thing in them, and now this fucking monkey can play Pong with its brain.
Fully grown back yet.
So he has this little joystick
to interact with a computer for a tasty banana smoothie.
And he learns how to play the game. And while he plays the game, they capture his brain, brainwaves. And then they unhook the controller and just use his brainwaves to translate what he intends to do with the Pong paddle. And now this monkey's playing Pong. And you watch this guy and you go, he's a genius. He's a genius. I'm sorry. We've got to pick between Bow and Yang and Elon Musk. Bring out your dead. And it better be Bow and Yang. Okay? Like, it's not even a choice. We're going to argue about Bow and Yang going after Elon Musk is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. Shut up. I never started Asian hate, but I'm thinking about it. Stop Asian hate, guys. Stop it. We don't want it. Enough is enough. Still waiting for your dog, Patrick. What do you mean you're still waiting for my dog? I showed my dog. We talked about my dog. What are you waiting for? I hope she's dead downstairs. I left a lot of cords just plugged into the wall, like phone chargers and laptop chargers, and then I just left the bare wires out and put treats on the end of them, like jammed USB-C chargers, like 80-watt chargers with dog treats on the end of them. Biden's response to the pandemic has been a disaster. I don't even know what it is. I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know what it is. I don't even care. I don't care, but it's like when you're so dishonest about again, these are the guys telling you don't buy Bitcoin, it's dangerous, while they hoard it. These are the guys who are in bed with the banks. They're giving billions and billions of dollars to big corporations and banks. And you're all just like, no, these are the good guys. It's like, you're all fucking idiots. Wake up, sheeple. I think it's time to switch topics to Patrick gives away a sofa to a psycho. Okay. Well, I had to get rid of I had my old sofa, and I was trying to sell it for a week, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I finally wanted it out of my house because the new dog comes in, and I don't need Brad jumping all over it. So I get Brad in, and I get this guy. He calls me. He tells me He tells me he's from Brooklyn like 6 times on the phone. And I had to take Brad to the vet to get rabies shots and Bordetella, distemper, parvo, all that shit, you know? And I was supposed to be back and meet this guy at 5. And I'm on my way back, and I'm not going to be back until probably 5:20. But I need to also take the dog out and make sure she pisses and shits. And then secure her in a crate so that I can help him get the sofa out with the door open. You know, it's a big ordeal. He keeps telling me he's from Brooklyn. I sent him a message, hey man, let's do 6 p.m., not 5 p.m. I'm running late, I'm in traffic. He doesn't respond at all. I get home 5:20, 5:25. The doorbell rings at 5:30. It's this dipshit. He's like, hey, yeah, 6 o'clock's too late for me. I got shit to do. And it's like, text me back then. You know? They don't just come over early. Like, what if I'm not there, idiot? I mean, I'm literally in the middle of like walking the dog out back. So then he just keeps telling me like he's from Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to live in Crown Heights. Oh, really? Cool, because I'm from Brooklyn. It's like, okay, like that kind of guy. Like you can tell, like, oh, there's a reason you're collecting free couches. I told him it was super bulky and big. This is a big, deep sofa. It's very heavy, real wood. It's not particle board like all your shit. And I'm like, yeah, bring somebody. He brings nobody. He's just like, I thought I could do it. He loads up. He brings a dolly in, this fucking idiot, 7 more times. He asked me what I do. I made the mistake of just going like, I do comedy. He's like, oh, that's got to be fun traveling around. I'm like, yeah, I don't really travel around anymore. Not really traveling much. Oh, yeah, you're traveling. I'm from Brooklyn. It's like, Jesus Christ, put a bullet. And then he gets this dolly in. We load the sofa up. Now I got like, 14-foot ceilings. If I get this sofa up on the end, it's probably 10, 11 foot long. And now he's leaning it back. It starts like hitting a wall to go around to my entryway and shit. And it starts to hit a wall and I catch it and I'm like, hey, like watch it, easy. And he's like, I got it. I go, you don't. You're bumping my walls left and right. He's like, oh, okay. We get it out. It just takes forever because he's one of these guys who like won't shut the fuck up. And then he tells me he's getting it for his daughter, that he bought her new furniture last year and she ruined it all. And then he told her, I'll never buy you good furniture again, but I'm happy to go find you shitty furniture on Facebook marketplaces. So he loaded it out, and as I'm leaving, he goes, you ever been to this place down here, the Green Door? Now, just so you know, the Green Door is a swingers club here in Las Vegas, very famous. One of the most famous swinger clubs
in the world.
And I'm like, oh no, He's like, oh yeah, I used to go back in the day. I knew the owner, and he starts just. I'm really getting to the point where like, it blows my mind how few people know how to interact with other humans. And I can't wait for the day when everything in the world is just becomes automated. You know what I mean? Like where you don't have to deal with people. I'm also getting a bunch of artwork framed to hang in an area downstairs. And this guy, like, it's just like one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, let me get, do you have anything that's kind of like chrome, silver color for these pictures? Yeah. So he brings over like a light wood color, You're like, yeah, no, like silver, like chrome, Oh, okay. Brings over like a wood grain with a little silver accent. It's like, and by the way, every time I'm pointing at the one I want, specifically. And then he's stepping back, looking at the wall, like, oh, let's see which one it's like, I just never really fathomed it. That like life would be like this. That like grown people would be so fucking dumb. Just so dumb. Like I don't even like no ability to talk to anybody or work anything out. You got to like hammer it into these guys. So I tell them like, oh, and then I have another one where the glass broke on the picture. It's a pretty big picture, you know, but the glass shattered in it, and I want to get the glass replaced. So I took it in with one of the other pictures that I needed to match the glass, the finish, because they have different kinds of glass with different reflectivity, thickness, you know, color tints and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I just want the cheapest glass. Like, he's like, oh, would you like to do acrylic? You know, it's better. It won't break. It's a little more, but I go, cheapest glass. Let's just throw it in there that looks like this, you know? And he's like, all right, well, here's our middle grade glass. Will be this much, like 48, whatever. And he goes, and for acrylic, it'll be and a little more. It'll be, and I go, yeah, I don't want the acrylic. What's the cheapest glass? He's like, oh, you don't want the mid-grade? And it's like, I've said this 9 times. I'm clearly the cheapest fuck in the world. You know? I'm a comedian, okay? I got a swim spot on standby and a new golden doodle. Get it together. Oh, God. New stuff in the store. Head on over and check it out. NobodyLikesOnions.com/store. All this stuff available for purchase now. Remember, it's a great way to support the show, but the best way to support the show is the Overdose. Save 20% right now with code UNBOTHERED. Take that 20%, parlay it into buying merch where you'll save 15% on that. The savings go on till I walk in. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I can ever unsee that. Oh, God. Woke up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. God. Last one. We'll do one more before we get out of here. And I'm very concerned about this. Apple had an announcement. They got lots of stuff, okay? Lots of things coming. They got new iMacs. These are the cucked iMacs, by the way. People, I got messages from people. They're like, ha, 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 you bought the new iMac in last July. You bought the new last Intel iMac, and now they got the M1 iMacs. Aren't you an idiot? Ah, ha, ha, ha. And it's like, no. That iMac that they just released is the L Woods edition, okay? Do you remember those old colored clamshell Macs that they had in Legally Blonde? That's what that is. That's a kid's iMac. That's going off to college. That's, this is how we run credit cards for my beauty parlor. That's that iMac, okay? That iMac is like, we'll have a table ready in a minute. It's a kiosk in a student's computer at best. Now, they will come out with one this year, I think, a new 27-inch or a new 30, they're saying maybe a 32-inch iMac that'll be based on a new M2 or M1X processor. I think that'll be dope. Of course, they're going to come out with a computer faster than the one I bought last year. Oh, man. Who knew that was their business plan?
I don't care.
However, these, and I want to get some of these AirTags. Now, Tile did this in 2012. Apple has ripped it off now and tied it into their Find My network. For people who don't know, these AirTags, they're these little pucks the size of quarters. You put them on stuff and you can track it. If you have a newer iPhone or any Mac tablet with a U1 chip, pretty dead accuracy. You can find the direction, it's 13 feet this way. Find your backpack. Put one on your dog collar. Put one, on anything you want to track. And how it works is these things reach out through the air up to 800 feet, I believe, to any iPhone, iPad, Mac, laptop or desktop with a U1 chip in it. This is an Apple silicon chip. And how this works, they can communicate with any Mac, whether or not it's on the same account. So they're just talking to all the Macs, which creates this mesh network, okay? And what that allows them to do is you can track your belongings anywhere on this mesh network as long as your item is within, depending on conditions, 500 to 800 feet of any Apple device made in the past couple of years. You'll be able to find its location, unless somebody smashes it with a hammer. Now, I'm going to get one of these, obviously, for Brad's collar. I think it's great. If she ever gets out, I'll be able to track her down and find her. You can make it beep. They also work. They have not an NFT. Jesus fucking Christ, NFC chip in them. So anybody with an iPhone or an Android phone can hold their phone up to it, and it'll pop up with information. This whatever is lost. Call this number. Email this person. And then somebody in the chat says, put one in your unsuspecting girlfriend's purse. The same person also says, dope hat, got to get me one. Head on over to nobodylikesonions.com/store. Now, these just launched today during the show. So head over, get one now, support the show. These will be here all summer long, baby. Yeah, but that's a good point. Put one in your unsuspecting girlfriend's purse. Okay. So now we have, possibly spouses with the ability to track each other. Now think about this. You've had Find My Friends, where you could knowingly share your location with friends, family, relatives, stuff like that. It works great for groups. You go somewhere. You're all traveling together, a group of people. You want to be able to find each other, hook up, link up later. It's great. Accountability. Hey, make sure nobody gets lost. Great. This doesn't require permission. These are little pucks. Now you get a little double-sided tape, stick this under somebody's wheel well, slip one of these into somebody's upper shirt pocket, on a shirt, jacket, coat while they're not looking. Slip one of these into a rarely used side pocket, deep pocket, back pocket of a backpack, purse. You'll be able to track this person as they go. Now, this presents a really weird problem, okay? Because they tout this from a owner's perspective. Okay, keep track of things, your stuff, your keys, your backpack. Keep track of your family. They make all these stylish tags. Ping it, find it. You can make the tag ding. Colder, warmer, hotter. Little help from hundreds of millions of friends, okay? So chances are, unless this is on a deserted island, you'll be able to track your shit. Now here's the problem. So you just put a tag in lost mode. Let's say you slip a tag into somebody's backpack. Now, on the one hand, if somebody takes a backpack that's carrying a tag in it that doesn't belong to them, we could have one of two scenarios, right? Number one, somebody picked up a backpack that doesn't belong to them. The tag and the backpack belong together. You picked up the wrong backpack, or you're a thief and you're stealing the backpack, right? Or you've slipped a tag that doesn't belong to that backpack. Now, tags don't pair with backpacks. Backpacks aren't smart devices. I'm just saying this, I'm slipping a tag that I own into your backpack to maliciously follow you home, see where you live, or know when you're going to be alone in an alley. Okay. So these are two scenarios where you'd be carrying a tag that doesn't belong to you, right? You've stolen something or taken something by mistake, or someone has put a tag on your person or belongings as you travel. Now, when you think about the second one, when you think about either of them, it's very easy to be annoyed, okay? Let's say I start walking away with the wrong backpack, the wrong piece of luggage or something like that, okay? Obviously, it'd be cool if this thing started dinging, going bap, 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 bap. You know, how could it do that? Well, it knows that it's no longer moving with the phone that it's paired with. Okay. Or it knows that it's no longer within reach of the phone that it's paired with or any device that it's paired with on that account. But there's a lot of times where that might be normal, right? Let's think of a subway car, a bus, any mass transit. You get a lot of people moving together with both their items and their phone paired devices. Okay. So what Apple's doing, they're not telling people that they're carrying a tag that belongs to someone else until they get home, until they get to the address that's in their contacts as their home address. So someone who puts a tag on you will be able to track you and follow you, okay, everywhere you go, and it won't notify that person that they're carrying a tag until they get home. When they get home, it'll pop up on their phone and say, you're carrying a tag that doesn't belong to you. And you can make the tag beep, and you can find out the information of who it belongs to or whatever information they put in. It doesn't have to be the real information. Could be stalker, phone number 123456789. Okay? Now, why wouldn't it tell me earlier, Patrick? If I'm headed home, why wouldn't it beat me when I get 1,000 feet away and say, somebody's tracking you? Somebody's tracking you. Well, it's hard to do that. Again, let's say you're on a bus, okay? Does it notify everybody on that bus that they're moving along with a air tag that doesn't belong to any phone on that bus? Everybody on the bus gets a notification? No. It waits till you stop moving. It waits till you get home to a location it knows where you're done moving, and then it notifies you. And the reason they do this, they say it helps in the instance of a thief. Why you don't want to notify a thief that you have a tracker on something they stole. This gives you more time to track where they're going with it. Okay. Once they're home, now I know your address. Okay. So if you want to pretend like you don't have my shit, I can go to the police perhaps. I know from personal experience, most of the time that doesn't do anything. But yeah, it sounds bad, man. It sounds like the privacy issue of this is, now I know it's complicated and these are new, so people don't really understand it. But, you know, this is gonna happen. It's a countdown, I think, until the first crime where some stalker, weirdo boyfriend gets a girl's address or new location or whatever from an AirTag. Like, this is going to happen. Oh, fuck, man. It's a weird world. I've been telling you guys forever, it's all going to leak out. There's going to be a big reckoning where everything leaks, all the data's, 500 million Facebook accounts leaked 2 years ago and now got republicly leaked, including Mark Zuckerberg. He can't protect his own information. You understand? You go to like a vet. I went to the vet. I had to give him my social security number and all this shit. It's like, it doesn't even like that. It's about the weakest link. You know what I mean? If my vet gets hacked, now my address and social and everything, it's just like, do you think your vet has enterprise world-class security and data protection? The fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And you don't realize just how much of that you do and give out. This is the same with the vaccine cards. Like, I'm telling you, you see somebody post a vaccine card, at this point especially, they're dumb as shit. They're not smart. That's just where we're at. You're not a smart person. There's signs up every vaccine center telling you, don't do this. They can't get people to show up for their second appointments here in Nevada. They said 60% of people make their first appointment, don't come to their second appointment. They're scared. This is how good of a job you've done. You know what Nevada's doing? They're pop-up tents. They're doing pop-up vaccine centers now, as if the problem is like, they're so dumb. They think the problem is like, oh, it's not convenient enough for people. I'm telling you, you go to the Las Vegas Convention Center, it's halls and halls of convention center space empty with just soldiers and nurses standing around with nothing to do. I was in there getting my second shot. 3 people waiting with me after the shot. They make you sit down 15, 30 minutes. 3 other people in a hall that holds 10,000. They're losing, and they think it's like, oh, we're going to do pop-up ones now at the Chipotle. It's like, that's not it. Anybody who wants this vaccine has gotten this vaccine. Everybody else, you fucked up, you know? Literally, find the clip of like all these AOC and Kamala Harris, all these dumb dingbats with no business in public office. Sorry. None. But they're strong women of color. That's not a requirement for ruling and running government in my book. You've all gotten really obsessed with clapping for the first whatever of whatever. That's not a good reason to vote for someone. Look, I'm all about it and happy when the first person of color, trans, whatever, happens to whatever. Putting that person in there because of that is insane, you know? And by the way, what happens? You get TikToker, don't stop. It's like, it's fucking bananas. Track a car. Here in Germany, we have to go through intervals. I don't know what any of this means. You don't want a purple Mac. Here in Germany, we have to go in intervals. Oh, to get your shots? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's weird, you know, if they would have just kept the infrastructure for dealing with large groups of people that they had back in the 40s. Oh, God, can you believe it? We did it, everybody. We've beat the virus and we've beaten racism.
Come on, man.
I think that'll do for today. I think it'll do for today. I don't trust any of it anymore. Oh, did you see this one? This is great. So, look, while I like Elon Musk, I'm a big fan of what he's done with Tesla stock since I've owned it almost a year now. He's got a monkey playing Pong with its brain. He's built the most efficient and cheapest rockets the world has ever seen. The first, reusable self-landing rockets. I really believe he'll be the first person to get us to Mars. He's going to take us back to the moon. This is a guy who's with the Boring Company is digging utility tunnels and tunnels for other purposes of transportation, mass transportation under cities for a tenth of the cost that it was done before he started doing it. Like in so many fields, from electric vehicles and battery power to space exploration, literally rocketry, to boring and excavation and hijacking and interpreting brain signals that will eventually lead to curing things like Alzheimer's and, muscular degradation conditions in people. And then you got Bo and Yang, you know what I mean? But at the same time, every once in a while, you get something like this programmed into a Tesla that makes me go, maybe we don't need this guy.
Hello everyone, welcome to Brian Unbox. Just wanted to do a quick video on a Tesla Easter egg. This is the open and close butthole command for the charge port, so it will open and close. I thought I would try it out after seeing a few videos. So this is for my Tesla Model 3. All you have to do is just hit the right scroll wheel to activate the voice command. Open butthole. Close butthole. Open butthole. Close butthole. So there you have it. I kind of find it hilarious with all the unique stuff you find in these cars.
So all these Easter eggs built into these cars, and this is a real thing. You say open butthole and the charging port opens. Okay? Is it funny or is it absolutely retarded? Let me know, okay? How about you leave a comment if you're watching this after we do it live? It helps the algorithm and stuff, I'm told. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like the video. Click the notification bell. All this stuff is very important. Also follow our other channel, NLO Clips, for bite-sized morsels and pieces of the show. When you can't afford to watch thing, I want to tell you again, we got stuff over at the store you should check out, and it's also a great time to save 20% on the Overdose for a couple more days because I'm so lazy. The code is still working. It's still up there. You make it happen, okay? Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get back on the regular schedule of shows. We may have an after show later. I kind of doubt it. I'm going to go eat some food, check on Brad, make sure she's okay. You know, she only has the 1.5 legs until she grows new ones, but it won't be long. You believe in her, okay? I know I do. Have yourself a merry little.
Your manner is most unbecoming of a gentleman. Would you be high on cigarettes?
I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes.
A question posed to stupid hoes who don't get it yet. Excuse me, miss. Are you high on cigarettes? I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes. All the laughter that you deploy if you listen to the show, boy. Patrick Melton, melting faces have you stacking NLO point. It's the low point, not the reason. The reason is fucking gold. It'll make the taco pony party be a party of soul. It'll make you vandalize a van with a pedal sticker so bold the family probably get arrested before they get down the road. Or stupid motherfuckers just got NLO. Other radio shows are straight bitch mail prone. Talk shit on the youngins that nobody like past. Have my homeboy lame prank call him fast. Have him thinking that he hates them like rape.